everyone, Adam here. I am back with another reaction for the channel. This is a double reaction. It's been a while since I've done one of these. This is a request from one of my Patreon subscribers. This is from my friend Nils, and this is a duet. So this is from Astrid S and Dagny, and this is their song Pretty. So I'm reacting to two versions. I have this version and then the acoustic version. So I'm really looking forward to checking out both. I love the song Somebody by Dagny. I know nothing by Astrid S, so I'm really looking forward to checking this out. Let's jump straight in. Here we go. This is Pretty by Astrid S and Dagny. Let's do this.
I've been trying to kick myself back in my body and tell you sorry. We've been trying to get us back to where we started, but it's half-hearted. Fight until the morning, little bit in love, then a little bit over. Pushing you away when you're pulling me closer to you. Days are feeling longer, and I really hate that I'm starting to wonder if it's really worth holding on any longer to you. But when you're sleeping, you look so pretty. When you touch me, I get all dizzy. And I remember why I'm so in it. I forget all of our flaws. I just want you close when you look so pretty. I've been trying to keep my head above the water, but it gets harder. And I keep going back to that time when we were sitting by the harbor late in August.
Is this Dagny?
Promise that we'd always be together, never let it go, never take it for granted. If it's getting hard, try a little bit harder for you. Try a little bit harder for you. Days are feeling longer, and I really hate that I'm starting to wonder if it's really worth holding on any longer to you. But when you're sleeping, you look so pretty. When you touch me, I get all dizzy. And I remember why I'm so in it. I forget all of our flaws. I just want you close when you look so pretty. When you look so pretty, looking at you, looking at me, that's when I know that you belong with me. You belong with me. When you're sleeping, you look so pretty. When you touch me, I get all dizzy. And I remember why I'm so in it. I forget all of our flaws. I just want you close when you look so pretty.
Oh wait, is that it? I mean, that flew by. Wow, okay, interesting. I mean, I love them playing like ping pong at the end there. Wow, okay, I mean, interesting. I mean, I will admit outright, not normally my cup of tea in terms of what I would listen to. However, sung beautifully by them. I mean, their voices as well are very similar. So like, interesting in terms of like, their voices coming together are very, very, very similar. So when their voices do come together for the harmonies, they blend so damn well together. Like the harmonies are so tight, are so beautiful. So when they do flutter their voices together and when they do harmonize, it's beautiful. It's synergy. Their voices work so well together. And it's so lovely. I don't know what the age difference is between them, but they work so well together. You know, like they understand each other. You can tell that they listen to each other so well. And this, for me, it's like, it's a little bit of a mixture of the kind of the 80s kind of synth pop music, but a little bit of contemporary as well. Like there's a little bit of like a Taylor Swift kind of sound in there, a little bit of like a vibiness sound in there with like an 80s synth vibe. And like, it's like they're kind of operating on two levels, which kind of are merging together at this kind of way. And like, and I appreciate it on that level, you know, it's like, it's interesting in that way. It's very kind of current kind of pop sound as well. And that's kind of, you know, sometimes does or doesn't do anything for me. And it's not, directly a sound that I always kind of vibe with, and it's personally not 100% my cup of tea. However, I appreciate it for the artistry in terms of I really like their voices. I think they're really, really lovely singers. It's not really a song that allows them to do a lot with their voices personally, but what they did do, I think they work together really well. And I think that's the strength of the duet, is that their voices come together and blend together really beautifully. In terms of the song, I kind of, from what I was picking up with the vibe, is kind of talking a little bit about, you know, they're not really sure about a relationship that they're in with somebody, kind of talking about maybe like they're not really sure how they feel about somebody, but when they look at somebody, and then suddenly that's when they realize, actually, I am actually really in love with you. You know, like, and it's the feeling that I get when I look at you. That's when I'm reminded, actually, that's how I feel about you. But it's those moments of when you and I are together, and then I look at you and, you know, I feel dizzy, and like, you know, it talks about the lyrics and that, and that's really interesting. And that's the reminder of, actually, that is how I feel about you. And that's quite lovely, and that's quite sweet. And I think we've all kind of had moments like that in our lives when we are reminded of how we feel about that person. And that's so interesting. I think that's an interesting concept there. And yeah, I just thought, yeah, it was interesting on that level. But what I'm really intrigued to hear is the second part of this, which is the acoustic version. I think for me, when I hear the acoustic versions of these type of pop songs, these tend to be the versions I lean on more, just because I think I really hear the voice. And I think for me personally, I always hear the artistry. So let's jump over to that version now. All right, so we're here at the acoustic version. Now, don't get me wrong, the poppy version was still nice. It was very much a vibey kind of atmosphere. You could imagine like having friends over. You would definitely have that on in the background. As I say, like, it's not a song that I would always listen to. I would definitely have it on. It's just not really 100% my cup of tea. But, you know, music is subjective, and that's the beautiful thing about music, is that we can all love and hate and appreciate and like and dislike and everything in between with music, and that's great. But I'm really looking forward to checking this out, because I really want to hear the acoustic version of this. So let's jump straight in. So here we go. This is the acoustic version of Pretty. Let's check it out. I'm super pumped to try this. Let's do it.
I've been trying to kick myself back in my body and tell you sorry. We've been trying to get us back to where we started, but it's half-hearted. Yeah, we fight until the morning, little bit in love, then a little bit over, pushing you away when you're pulling me closer to you.
Wow.
Days are feeling longer, and I really hate that I'm starting to wonder if it's really worth holding on any longer to you. But
there it
you're
is.
Sleeping, you look so pretty. When you touch me, I get all dizzy, and I remember why I'm so in it.
Beautiful.
I forget all of our flaws. I just want you close when you look so pretty.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep my head above the water.
Wow.
But it gets harder. And I keep going back to that time when we were sitting by the harbor late in August.
Wow.
We made a promise that we'd always be together. Never let it go, never take it for granted. If it's getting hard, try a little bit harder for you.
Try a little bit harder for you. Days are feeling longer, and I really hate that I'm starting to wonder if it's really worth holding on any longer to you. But when you're sleeping, you look so pretty.
Magic.
When you touch me, I get all dizzy, and I remember why I'm so in it. I forget all of our flaws. I just want you close when you look so pretty.
Looking at you,
Looking at me,
that's when I know that
you belong with me. You belong with me.
'cause when you were sleeping, you look so
pretty. When you touch me, I get all dizzy, and I remember why I'm so in it. I forget all of our flaws. I just want you close when you look so pretty.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. For me, that is how it's done. That was the version. Yet again, for me, I always gravitate towards the acoustic version. It's just beautiful. Strip back. Take everything out. Just take all of that production out. And I know, don't get me wrong, in other reactions I've talked about production, and I mean like, when I talk about production, I mean like the stage show, you know, like I mean like all of that, like the production, what I talk about is the production on stage, like what they put on stage, it's all of that, what you're looking at. And what I mean by production here is take all of the synth out, take all of this out and just give me that rawness of the voice and one instrument, you know, the piano, their vocals, and for me, this brought everything to life. And that's just me personally, you know, I mean, people will prefer the poppier kind of synthier version, and that's fine. And that's great. And don't get me wrong, that absolutely has a place. And as I said earlier, like if I'm sitting down with my friends and like vibing, having drinks, absolutely that version has this place, has that place. But this version for me is magic. This for me is the artistry and is the talent of their voices and them two coming together. This for me was beautiful. This is the version I would go back to again. I just loved everything about this. Their voices, for me here, could just shine. This was the artistry. And you could really hear the storytelling in the song so much clearer here. Because it's not about like the vibiness of the song and about all of that. It was just about them. Just microphones, piano, telling the story, listening to each other, just showing off that vocal. It was just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The harmonies and the timing between them here, that was beautiful. That was incredible. And I think the timing between them here really, really needs credit because that is not easy to do. And it really does need shouting out because that was honestly, it's not simple. That requires a lot of rehearsal to know exactly when to come in, when to support the other person, because they weren't just going one after another. It was an irregular beat and it was a regular rhythm that they were doing, but it worked so well. And it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I just loved it. I loved, you know, we had a higher register, we had different textures and timbres, we had a beautiful tone from both of them. And when they came together, it just supported each other so well. I love that we had sections when we had slowed down lyrics. We had like main kind of, when they both had their own sections, it was like a lot faster. But then when they came together, it slowed down first and then sped up. And then we had the harmonies coming in. We just had so much on display here and it worked so well together. And because we only had vocal and piano here, we really got to hear everything. And it was just magic. Absolutely magic. They really got to show exactly what they could do here as artists. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I just got swept away by this. This, for me, was the moment. And I always talk about that when, you know, we have a moment. And this, their voices coming together was the moment. It was just beautiful. I could listen to this again. And if I was going to download something on my phone and listen to it, this would be the version, hands down. Stunning. And like any great duet, what I love to see is that they were both enjoying it. You can tell that they enjoy singing together as well and that they respect each other. They enjoy each other's company as well. And when they're enjoying it, we enjoy it. And that's so important. And I love to see that. So I want to say a big thank you to my friend Nils for suggesting this. This was incredible. And I want to ask you directly, and everybody else who watched this, which version did you prefer? Did you prefer the acoustic version, like me, or did you prefer the other version? Please let me know in the comments down below. And also, what did you think of the song by Astrid and Dagny, the song Pretty? Please let me know in the comments down below. And if you have any suggestions by either artist, please leave those in the comments down below as well. As you know, I read every single comment. I reply to as many as I possibly can, and I always appreciate when you guys take the time to comment, so thank you so much. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please come and subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and make sure you hit that bell icon as well. It's the fastest way to get new notifications when a brand new video like this drops. All of my social media is just up here. All of my links are just down below. If you do want to come and support the channel on Patreon, just like my friend Nils does, the link and details for that are just down below. We do have a few extra goodies on there. For example, I do a monthly check-in on there, as well as a few extra exclusive goodies on there. This video did go live on Patreon before it did go live on YouTube. So if you do want to come and support the channel, the link and details for that are just down below. So thank you again, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this as much as what I did. And until next time, take care.